So
All right,
the world is going to shake up.
week
Everybody's getting a
36.
little sketchy.
That's right. And we're waiting for everyone's votes. Okay, let's look at our poll data. All right, sharing the results. Let's see. We got 0% bullish.
Oh,
What
no
happened?
bullish.
50%
Wow.
sideways, 50% bearish. What happened?
Wow.
I'm gonna have to pull the reverse Uno card here and revive some bulls here. What the hell's going on?
I guess we have to be contrarian now. Everyone's bearish. Have to be bullish.
Nvidia's in sell-off territory, so I guess everyone's freaking out. Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna be easy to remember for our end of session poll. All right. All right. So we'll look over our sentiment data in just a minute. We'll look at SVOG announcements, and I'm still trying to holler at Manish Patel in case anyone has a better email for him. I'm just going to his general inbox on his website, and that's not really going anywhere. So I think I'm hitting a difficult gatekeeper. But then I also was looking over like old notes, and if you guys are familiar with Jonathan Massey's speakers, Kevin, what's his name? Kevin C is one of the co-authors for the Carry Trade book, and he is local. So I'll see if we can maybe scare him up to maybe not do a full session, but like maybe like an hour of Q&A on just carry trades and what he sees, and like I think that'd be really fun to do. So I'm gonna try to reach out
Yeah.
to that. But yeah, we're scrambling for this month's speaker. I don't think it's announced yet, right? Kurt, you might know.
No, no.
No, okay, yeah. All good. Okay, got lots of idiots of the week. It's a little bit Tesla centric. There's been a lot of Cybertruck developments since we last chatted, and we'll take a look at that. And then Peloton is starting a $95 subscription fee for folks who bought used Pelotons. So wow, that's pretty shady. But yeah, we'll take a look at that, and we'll look at some Nvidia mofos who are gonna die and commit suicide tomorrow. All right, we'll take a look at
For
that.
a coat rack?
Yes, yes. A coat rack. Yeah, a $95 coat rack charge if you didn't buy it from the OEM motherfucker.
Is that per month or is that lifetime?
I believe that's a one-off. That's a one-off. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll take a closer look in just a bit. So yeah, idiots of the week. We'll look at our indexes, and we'll look at CNN's Fear and Greed Index. And there's lots of great things we like here. There's the Hindenburg. And then there's the McKellen
Hindenburg.
Index. Sorry, what was that?
It's Hindenburg.
Hindenburg. Sorry. My German is dyslexic. Okay, and then we'll look at the McKellen Index, and then yeah, those are the main things. And then we'll look at the Stock Traders Almanac. We got September, October, and November now. So our next 90-day window. We'll look at earnings, and we'll look at what the counterparty and the Wall Street Bet Kids are trading. And we got lots of fun news articles this week. And it has been an insane week. Holy cow. I was prepping last night and I was just overwhelmed. But yes, it's the September surprise. Holy shit. Oh my God. But yes, it is crazy. We'll look at a bunch of charts. It is insane out there. And this was a paywalled article, but I do agree. VIX options are simply broken. They're not pricing risk correctly. Like we shouldn't have cycle surprises like this all the time, like every 2 to 3 weeks. But VIX is still under 20 for the most part. But yeah. And then looking to the Great White North, Bank of Canada has made its third consecutive rate cut, with more along the way. And again, this is a vassal state of the American Empire. So between this and Japan and the Eurozone insanity, yeah, we have a lot to be worried about. Plus FOMC coming in, as Dave mentioned. Cool. So yes, still the existing list of black swans and theaters of war. I guess we're not 19 theaters of war, so we'll have to remove this. Yeah, let's clean this up. Okay. And then currency news. We'll talk inverted yield curve for a second, and we'll look at crypto schemes out of North Korea, which is exciting. And then, ironically, Warren Buffett owns more T-bills than the Federal Reserve. But do not sleep on the New York Fed. The Plant Protection Team has a deeper wallet. And then switching to domestic news, we will look at the latest Kamala stats from predicted.org. And fun times in the latest in political shenanigans include two small Wisconsin towns are being sued by the DOJ for refusing to use electronic voting machines. That's always fun. And there's been a lot of crime news this week. There was a shooting in Georgia the other night. Chicago, Illinois and Colorado's catching a lot of heat with this trendy Aragua. I don't know my Spanish very well, but yes, this is the latest prison gang out of Venezuela that is taking over a lot of places. So we'll talk crime for a bit, and I'll show you guys reports from the Chicago side, the Denver side, and what the locals are doing about it, and the police. But Illinois is making the right move, and among this crime wave, they made sure to fight crime by banning mini shampoo bottles in hotel rooms, because that's how you really fix the problems of Illinois. Okay, that's fun. And pivoting to the amply solvent U.S. consumer, we have more discount retail woes beyond just Dollar General, but into Dollar Tree. Like, in fact, the whole sector is practically a walk-in, talking junk bond at this point. So I think we can short it with Wild Abandon here. Cool. And then the latest fun times include folks getting into sports betting. And if you have any degenerate sports gambling fans or friends like I do, this is definitely in play. Suddenly everyone is literally an armchair quarterback, and I guess it's the season again. But yeah, cool. Real estate news, we got some fun stuff with record high down payments. So no surprises there, but that can't be good. And I didn't paste the article here, but mortgage apps have dropped at a record rate. So that's not good for home sales either. And then I updated our science meme here. So I don't watch Rick and Morty, but I do know this meme. So rise above, focus on science. Okay, good stuff. And then speaking of science, we got we'll talk September's carnage, and we'll look at what happened there. And we got NVIDIA getting caught in the crosshairs for all kinds of stuff. So we'll look at that. Supermicro still unsettled. And this is an interesting stat. SPACs are back in a big way. So this was all the rage in the COVID and post-COVID environment. If you guys remember, everyone was direct listing and doing SPACs, and it's kind of resurrected a little bit. So we'll take a look. And pivoting across, I guess, to the south in Brazil and whatnot, we're seeing cycle things come out. Not that Elon Musk has been a fair and rational player, but there is some weird things happening. So yeah, we'll take a look at Brazil, and it seems like Elon is forced to comply at some level, especially with Starlink. That's kind of funny. But yeah, cool. And then we'll take a look at Apple's charts in just a second. And what else? Novavax has released the latest COVID booster for the JN1 variant. And for the love of God, please do not go get it. If you have questions, feel free to ping me offline. Cool. Next item. Media giant CMG is bragging about eavesdropping on phones, laptops, and smart home devices. This was from a leaked slide deck, and it was promptly squashed. But yeah, interesting little leak there. Pivoting to labor news, holy cow, we had a 4 Sigma move with the JOLTS report. It seems like the Biden-Harris administration doesn't even care to doctor things at this point. So that's a bit shocking. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. And then pivoting to insane international news. I didn't post this yet, but Russia has issued a very rather serious statement, and maybe we should take a look at that. But if effectively, if long-range weapons get moved into the Ukraine space, and that buffer zone becomes an active bombardment, then Putin has stated that there will be consequences on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. So, which means NATO air bases in Romania get bombed to hell, and maybe DC goes up in smokes. So we consider these things all wins, I guess. But yeah, anything to stop the Uniparty at this point. All right. What else is what else is happening? Oh yeah, Turkish protesters with U.S. sailors in port is insane. So yeah, Turkey is having a big international week as well. And speaking of Marines fighting off invaders on the docks, if you guys play StarCraft, this is like a space marine fighting like an insect-like bug thing. But yeah, kind of reminded me of this. Okay. What else? Turkey also arrested a Mossad agent in Istanbul. Like, holy cow. Fighting NATO forces and proxy wars everywhere here. And the Houthis hit 2 tankers in the Red Sea. So yeah, that canal going through Gaza just cannot come through fast enough. But yeah, holy cow. Crazy week for the Turks. And then we talked about this a while ago, but it seems like there might be some pushback against the Nippon purchase of U.S. steel. And should we be selling off U.S. infrastructure like this? Yeah, it's a free market to a certain extent, but yeah, this is a little disturbing. But yeah, and then pivoting up to also the Great White North. I'm a little bit confused on the political situation there, but we'll take a look at this. And it seems like one of the moderate parties is redrawing the boundary lines, as it were. Okay, cool. And we'll take a look at the German stock market, which was brought up here. And speaking of crime, on the other side of the ocean, this was an interesting statement from a Somali migrant. I will kill you and your families. That is a little bit that's a lot of malice right there. So yeah, we'll talk about that in just a bit. And Putin just concluded a trip to Mongolia, and Xi Jinping also concluded a trip to Vietnam. Sorry, the Vietnam president just came to China fairly recently. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. And Putin was not arrested in a fellow ICC compliant nation state, such as Mongolia. So good stuff there. And then we got some interesting copper points of view. So we'll take a look at that. And we got some OPEC news, and there's some more stuff that happened today, which I'm a little bit behind on. So, but yeah, we'll take a look at that. And then precious metals. I did a quick update here. This is a Chinese miner somewhere in the Sierra Nevadas in California. And this is a sluice box, and you kind of rock it back and forth as you pour water on top. And in theory, the water washes away the non-gold components, because gold is heavier and it stays dense, and it'll stay in the container somewhat. Cool. Oh, one second. One second. Sorry. Not my housekeeper. Okay. Where were we? Oh, gold and silver news. Yeah. We'll talk Costco gold for a second. They've made $200 million in the last half year of selling gold. That is insane. And someone did the math here. 130 million members equals about blah, 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 0.06 of the membership. That's still really impressive. Yeah. And then we'll talk China news for a second. The Shanghai Composite Index has broken below 2,800. So and remember, the key watermark was 3,000. So they're in trouble. And then we'll take a look at a bunch of Chinese news. Oh, this is from
Don't they
last
have
week.
a plunge protection team?
Yes, but they've run out, but they're insolvent.
Oh.
The private RMB is not a good strategy for running a plunge protection team. And besides that, yeah, we'll take a look at the latest in M&A activity between some major shipbuilders. And what else is fun there? I thought this was a funny article, so I just had to at least do the snapshot here. But yes, here's how to make a 360% return according to Bloomberg on a China stock rebound by year end. And
I have some of what they're smoking.
I would love that. Absolutely. And they had to pick a round figure for like 360 degrees. Like at this point, why not just pick radians? Like, what is this? And you know, I'm not a mathematician, but 360 is going nowhere. Come on, guys. Okay. But yes, we'll talk Taiwan and China for a second as well. And then we gotta talk spies and everything from potential VP pick Mr. Waltz to a key government assistant or administrator in the East Coast who you know spent 10 to 20 million dollars very casually, which hints of bigger amounts to be found in this money laundering issue. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. And more EV battle stuff. And then this is more of a US centric thing, but Chase Bank was starting to have a new glitch for check issues. But on the China side, the other equivalent is guess what? You can't just make withdrawals or transfers whatsoever. There's still like a low floor limit RMB limitation, which is insane if you're trying to pay your mortgage or you have a medical expense that's unexpected. It's a price control. And if you guys remember, we were talking about this 2.5 years ago, if you can believe that, when tanks were rolling out in 2022, October. I guess it's exactly 2 years now. Yeah, it was tanks were deployed to stop bank runs 2 years ago. And now it seems like that's undeniable in the tier 1 cities of Shanghai and Beijing now. And this is kind of a minor issue, but the Biden and Harris administration has allowed $125 billion of FDI to flow into China, which is pisses Warren off to no end for sure. All right. So yeah, so those are all the articles. So let's scroll back to the top and we'll get started. Any questions, comments? All right, we got our poll already completed. So let's fast forward. Excuse me. Let's take a look at AAII sentiment data. All right, and after this week's carnage, let's see, September has definitely spooked some folks. We haven't seen this amount of reduced bears since the broken yen carry trade. So seems like this is almost as bad. And while the bears have declined slightly, the mid-ground has expanded quite a bit. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you to the American Association of Individual Investors. We don't have a formal meeting announced just yet. And let's talk idiots. So yeah, here's your morale booster for the week. And let's start with our non-trading idiots. And of course, we got to talk about the ultimate shyster of the moment. And ultimate chameleon is Elon Musk. So let's take a look at this. Cybertruck door failure. All right. So this guy's complaining, our Cybertruck doors never close completely, leaving an exposed crack. An engineer at Tesla said this was a cosmetic issue and to stop complaining. Last night, while on the on-ramp to a freeway, the door swung open out of the blue, sending the door flying wide open. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody died. But let me show you what that latch looked like. And for any engineers in the room, yeah, rounded cylindrical door locking mechanisms for a very, very, very heavy door, and with only 2 screws, might not be the best way to design this mechanism, which should last forever. But yeah, thanks Elon for cutting corners yet again. making sure that's within spec. It's weird that the Lemon Law has not applied to Cybertrucks, wholesale. Okay, next shitty Cybertruck announcement of the week. I don't know this guy, but he's a famous, I guess, somewhat car influencer, and he had a lot of problems with Cybertruck, and he would tag Elon on his tweets, because a lot of folks are doing that. They just tag Elon Musk and assume they might get some help. So this guy he had just massive issues with his Cybertruck, and they gave him a brand new one. And then he had continued issues, but he also found out that Elon Musk went onto the Twitter platform, or I guess X, and then shadow banned him on the back end. So he's watching his viewership drop like a rock. And compared to his other baseline numbers from TikTok or YouTube or anything else, he definitely is calling out the shenanigans, which is interesting. And if you think about the ketamine obsessed Elon Musk, this petty behavior is completely par for the course. So yeah. More reasons to short Tesla, and let's just go to the charts really quick and take a look. I know Tesla's green at the moment, but let's look at the greater picture. All right, come on, Tesla. Okay. Regrettably, there are inflows. I don't know why. Tesla sales are down, but people are moving money into here since late June. I don't know why, but that's net 1 billion new net shares every single business day. So don't know, but they're definitely off their multi-decade high, and the ultimate peak looks like was split corrected was what, 11 or November ish. What is this, 335? So yeah, that was a market cap of one third a while ago.
Aren't they positioning for his so-called taxi announcement?
Which can't be done, right? It was delayed. Yes, that's right. When is the
Coming in October unless it gets delayed again? You want to place bets it's going to get delayed?
Oh, I'm with you. No one will take the other side of that bet though. November 10th.
Now it's November?
Sorry, October 10th. October 10th. That's great. That's great. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on this.
Delivery will be the same as the Cybertruck, delayed 3 years.
Yeah. And the Roadster is still nowhere to be seen. And those were $50,000 deposits. And on the Tesla website, the semi-truck cannot even be purchased anymore, which tells you everything you need to know. Let's see.
Yeah, because one caught on fire a couple weeks ago.
In Stockton. Yeah. It's the Pepsi crew, yeah. So yeah. God, Cybertruck. What a monstrosity. Okay, but yes. All right. Cybertruck announcement number 3. It's not a divorce, but it's almost just as bad. Towing the Cybertruck may cause it to explode. Okay, let's explain the applied physics here. So yes, the front and rear motor in a Cybertruck may generate power when the wheels spin. Always transport the Cybertruck with all 4 tires off the ground. Ensure that the tires are unable to spin at any time during transport. This is due to the fact that battery cells may be damaged and may result in overheating. And if they do, it may ignite. So if you see a Cybertruck, number 1, change lanes and run. After that, if you see a Cybertruck being towed, also run away, change lanes, and get the hell out of there. So yeah, exciting times. Yeah. And remember, Elon Musk said this himself a couple quarters ago. What was it? The Cybertruck. We dug ourselves a grave. Let's look at the exact verbatim quote here really quick. We dug our own grave with the Cybertruck. This is from October, pre-launch. He knew what was happening. He didn't care. This includes the windshield wiper issue, and I mean there were so many like Cybertruck issues. I had to pick the top three. There's also a Wompy wheel issue that's shown up. Let me show you what that looks like. It's just unbelievable. Where's the Wompy wheel? Wompy wheel, Wompy wheel, Wompy wheel, Wompy wheel. There's just so many errors. God, where did it go? Nope, 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 nope. Here we go. Here we go. There's like 3 posts trending for this week. The Wompy wheel issue. So, since the rear wheel steer, it can oversteer and it can just rip off the axle, among other things. Oh, also the main Cybertruck channel has gone private because there's just been too much fallout. Every single Cybertruck owner has problems, and they've censored the community. That's the ultimate admission of defeat. You have to request to join, and then they'll check your post history to make sure you're a legitimate owner and not just a troll like me. And then they'll see if they decide to let you in. This is just hilarious. So yeah, a true classic echo chamber in the making. So yeah, let me just drop this wonderful thread in the chat if you guys want to peruse at your leisure. There's just so many Cybertruck things, and Cybertruck is the #1 ranked or #2 ranked automotive channel, period. Like it's that popular. People are shitting on Tesla collectively as a group. Okay, so that's that. Let's shift to our last non-trading idiot of the week. So here's the Peloton issue. Yes, it's a one-time fee. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. So yes, Peloton is going to charge subscribers for used equipment. And let's see, blah, blah, blah. The company grew 16% year over year. How? I don't know. But
Well,
yeah.
from a low base, from a non-existent base.
That is true. The narcissism of low expectations, I guess. Let's see. With this, so this group is basically targeted for the used equipment faction, and they said that these subscribers, they exhibit lower net churn rates than rental subscribers. God, this is just amazing. But yes, let's see. So price-wise, they used to sell first-gen stuff for 2,500 new. There was a cheaper model for 2,000, and this is just insane. Let's just look at like Bay Area. Let's just say if we go to San Jose, South Bay, how much is a freaking Peloton? And I gotta spell this correctly because I know I don't spell it correctly. Peloton? How do you spell? Peloton stuff. Let me just pull that up too. Okay, Peloton. Okay. And it's ironic because a Peloton is a group of actual bike cyclists in a group moving in formation, and this is anything but. All right, let's see. $1,000. So these are the 2K plus models. This is $400. And to Larry's earlier point, this is a very expensive a coat hanging rack. And yeah, I mean, who would have ever thought that a freaking stationary bike with an iPad screen would be this popular? It blows the mind. Especially when California has amazing bike lanes. Like, this is a travesty. Okay, but yeah, so you can see there's a lot of units for sale. This is a lot.
But remember, California is the home of the pet rock.
That's right. Even the Chia Pet is better. The Pet Rock. Oh my gosh. You know, kids have no idea what this is. Millennials barely know what this is. Pet rocks in 1976 for $4. Larry, did you buy this for any of your grandkids?
No,
Kids?
I should though.
You should.
$4 was like 50.
What's a
So if
worry
you put that in
stone?
perspective,
There's a worry stone? This must be for Karens.
actually, I had one of those. Somebody
Oh.
gave it to me.
Oh,
Sure.
is it like a mood ring kind of thing?
No, it's kind of like a ADHD type thing. You hold in your hand and gives you
Oh.
something to.
This is the box it came in, the pet rock. One
Yeah, the pet
genuine
rock.
pedigreed pet rock.
You get to see your pet rock.
This is so
What do
formal.
people
That
do
was a
with
real
it?
thing. We saw it. It was all over the place. It was a huge fad. They
Oh.
sold for like a premium.
Wow.
For $4. That's more than gas, guys.
Well, no, but I mean, you multiply that by 10 or 20. This is before the late 70s inflation and then 40 years.
The pet rock.
Like all the toys.
Something that explains why.
You can still buy them then.
And why? Why?
Oh my God, can we buy? Let me see if we can find one.
What do people do with pet rock? It's like a collectible thing.
It's stupid and it's awesome. It's the
Yeah,
American
I see it for about $10.
$30. What the? What is
Well,
that?
but that's inflated Amazon. Come on.
The pet rock
Walmart
store?
has them for 50.
The original.
Yeah, but you want it in
Where's
the
the-
package and everything.
Yeah, where's the? Okay, we're wasting too much time. This is ridiculous, but yeah.
Oh, he's a musician?
No,
The rock-
different doll. I confused it, but yeah, it
Oh.
has like little pet carrier and box. Like this is the guy. Freaking genius, man. I need to
How
like
did
this. Look at this guy. Marketing genius. I need to disown
how
myself.
did he market it? He didn't market it.
He grabbed a rock and put it in a box. I don't know how else to
I-
explain it. Look at that gold Rolex. Oh my God. Yes.
Wow.
God, guys, we are working way too hard. We don't need to sell volatility. Oh my God.
You have to come up with something new
But
that can turn into a trend.
but the kids are all on iPads. And I mean, software replaced all that
Yeah.
physical stuff. Pound puppies and the little Smurf looking things and I don't know. There was all kinds of toys. My sister had shitloads because she was the
Yeah.
spoiled one.
And then pardon me, someone's at the door. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
So I'm seeing a significant number of people talking about the end of the world and the banking system.
Hmm.
I mean, like 5 times normal. And it's worldwide
Right. Why do you think so?
because everybody's banking system is corrupted. You know, it's another global financial crisis, and everybody's got contagion in their books.
And you think it will happen?
No, but everybody's freaking out. I mean, yeah, I kind of do think it's going to happen. Pisses me off. I'm trapped in dollars.
What's happening?
Well, it's
Banking system.
the density of people talking about the whole banking system of the world blowing up is up like 5x normal.
Hmm.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm with you. Okay, cool. Let's see. Our first trading idiot of the week. So this is an Nvidia guy. He went leaps into this week, or starting from this week. But yeah, he is in trouble. 105, 100, and 110. Let's see. This guy started with exactly half a mil. Holy cow. He's down 125 already. 25% haircut. And this guy's never heard of a protective put in his life. But he went long calls. Oh God. Yeah, advice needed. Let's go to the comments. See what are the top three. Let's see. Here's advice. If you're stressed by the situation, you shouldn't be trading options. We'll get that upvote. Yeah, 500 car worth of calls, and yeah, in trouble. At least this is not Intel. The silver lining. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. On to more positive news. Another trading loser. Okay. I never justified anything but puts, yet everything turned out to be a bear trap. All right, so this guy is new. And here, let's look at his actual trade. So he's down 53K and change. And wow, look at his buying power down to the penny. Holy cow. This guy just goes ham. No position sizing whatsoever. And on Robinhood, no less. Okay. But yeah, he has wiped away his money. Let's look at his trading positions. I could use some help, a mentor. I need to really change my strategy. Oh, dude, God, I'm throwing the life. There we go. Okay. Have you considered giving up on options? Yes. Get help for your gambling addiction. If you're blowing a whole paycheck every week on options, you have a severe problem. Yeah. Um, but yeah, he's 25 and blowing whole paychecks. Yeah. My tolerance for loss is dangerously high. No, you have no boundaries for your tolerance for loss. I don't trust myself. I load up on options like a machine gun instead of a sniper. And with my perma bearish bias, my account has been hemorrhaging losses. So he's an untrained version of Warren, basically. I mean, yeah. Let me just throw a lifeline perma bear here right away. Really, come. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so yeah, lots of insanity. So please follow our suggestions. We'll have to formalize this with the team at some point. But yes, to recap, the iron trading rules from SVOG are you need a freaking trading plan. It needs to be written down, written in writing, in English, written. But like ideally like by hand. Not just you know, 2 paragraphs like Eversley does in Microsoft Word. But yeah, learn position sizing, money management rules, you know, risk mitigation, you know, at the individual level and the portfolio level. You need to look out for external catalysts. You got to keep your losses small. This is huge. And if you're not beating the market consistently, like paper trade, figure out what you're doing wrong. You can't be forcing it. You got to have fun. And you have to use the proper equipment to trade. And that's absolutely not using your phone. And you got to diversify your brokers in this day and age. So yeah, these are some iron trading rules. Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the fun stuff. And let me turn off videos so we don't lag the computer to death with all of this compressed packets going back and forth. Okay, let's go to the indexes. So again, the reason the indexes are so important is they're big, they're liquid, and institutions trade them, and retail, or retail thinks they're trading them. That's probably the better way to put it. And I was watching the put call ratio just on my phone, like on Monday and Tuesday, and it was I saw the same patterns we've talked about in the past, which is the S&P 500. There's different tiers of supposed smart money, right? So looking at the smartest tier, which is the future side of the house, I noticed that like on Monday and Tuesday, the put call ratio was pretty high. So they were definitely hedging and were expecting something like this coming down the pipeline. So maybe there was some foreshadowing. So yeah, put call ratio has been north of 2, kind of here and there. So that is a little bit spooky because you'll see the SPX boys be asleep at the switch. So 2.1 here. So that's like 210% more bearish contracts than bullish on the future side. And on the delta 0 to 20, we're seeing 80%. And that's high, but it's not very high. Very high is like 90. And we've seen that in real time before on pretty red days. All right, let's before we change off this, let's look at the momentum really quick. Smart money is unloading like crazy. So if you look at the bottom left quadrant here, our beautiful 90-day window, looking on the on balance volume, this is again net momentum on a per share basis. And we're seeing this, tread water with the zero line and then cascade downward. So it's been in sell-off zone for quite a while. And it hasn't been above the zero line in any meaningful way since early July. So you can effectively figure out that smart money's been dumping like crazy. And we've seen bits and pieces of that being confirmed from hedgies and whatnot. So yeah. And don't forget, Warren Buffett is at a peak all-time cash position. That is not an accident. He knows something. Nvidia has seen better days. It's toast. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of confluence into a downward market.
So
Yeah.
holding bonds is also a big trade right now because rates are going to go down, and that means your bond values are going to go up really fast.
That's right. Come on, SPX. So yes, the S&P 500 may not be the current resort sorry, it was whatchamacallit, safe haven resort at the moment. Okay. All right, so here's SPX, and as we predicted, it's asleep at the switch. This is a normal trading day. Fair value is 1.3 to 1.4, and no one knows what's going on. Deltas are asleep, 62% for the 0 to 20 bearish stuff. So these guys think it's just a normal, happy, hunky-dory, happy trading day.
But SPX also has XPX is much more liquid than ES.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players, and you get the tax break, and you got some much more mature people playing with the liquidity of SPX versus futures.
Yeah, and I do like, it turns off at 4:15 Chicago time. Like I don't know how I could survive doing your hours, Dave, trading around the clock.
I sleep around the clock.
Yeah.
It's
Terrible.
it's not necessarily planned.
It's not like Warren needs more instability. I just want to trade 6:30 to 1:15 and be done. All right. Let's see. So SPY, this is the retail side of the S&P 500 value chain. And this is like, of course, retail is happy as the clam, 1.186. They're buying the dip on Nvidia, thinking, yes, I just, got my teeth kicked in going long, but I'll buy the dip because I'm on the dollar cost average into the future. Especially with Nvidia trading, at 70 plus forward earnings, right? Okay, that sounds like a great deal to recoup your investment. But yeah. So yeah, 1.1, 1.2. And let's look at the charts on the momentum side. What does SPY look like? And yeah, we're seeing a lot of positive pickup. So a lot of optimism here. It's been lots of inflows. In fact, the only minority chunk has been briefly in early June and early August. That's it. Besides the carry trade, folks in the last 80 days don't see a reason to slow down with the SPY at all. And yeah. So is this a double top? Is this a dead cat bounce? No, just looks like yeah, looks more like a double top here. Okay. All right, let's get out of SPY and let's go to a little more tech centric with the Nasdaq. And let's start with the Qs. Oh, gosh, dang it. Oh, come on. And let me check my phone to see make sure I'm not gonna live in a cardboard box. Okay, yeah, no cardboard box today. Okay, come on, Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq, slightly up, 1/4%. All right, looking at the momentum line, we are seeing a beautiful on balance volume line, and it's matching price action perfectly. So beautiful, and we're seeing a person's pivot issue a bearish signal here, and it has not concluded. So that could be fun. And let's look under the hood at the betting public and see where they are laying their money today. Okay. Let's see, 1.035. That is crazy optimistic. Fair value is about 1.3, 1.4, as we've always talked about. So anything under that is definitely optimistic. So definitely buying the dip on a double top, no less. So wonderful. So we're seeing a lot of retail bullishness, despite, Mr. Nvidia signing double D boobs in June. And let's go to the Russell 2000, which has been, again, very retail heavy and relatively strong for no reason, really. I don't really see small caps as a safe haven asset, but I guess some folks do. And let's take a look. And definitely, this is not this looks like a dead cat bounce, but let's pretend it's not, right? Okay. And yeah, let's look at this momentum line as well. It's being matched perfectly by the price action above. And currently it's still in that bullish mode, but slipping in the near term. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. This might really be dead cat bounce here. Okay, and let's look under the hood. Fair value on the put call ratio is about 2.3 for the Russell 2000. It loves to overreact, and 1.074 is crazy optimistic. So there's a lot of retail strength. That's amazing. I guess everyone's a degenerate gambler. It's not just a sports betting football guys. Let's look at the diamonds really quick. This is notoriously the most bullish index typically. It's not very well traded, but to Larry's intel from Bubba, this is part of the index rotation gain for the smart money when they're parking their cash. Could be a good pairs trade. Okay, 1.325. This is a little bit not normal. For normals, like to sit at 1.0 even, very close to that. So for this to be a little bit bearish is interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's the key indexes, and let's take a look at the VIX and the dollar strength before we get out of toss here. Okay, let's see where VIX is at today. So VIX is 20 even. Holy cow. Beautiful. 20 even. $20 are the new $5 thanks to all of the money printing. But let's see. We had a recent bump up, but it wasn't that extreme, but it is interesting. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. It got as high as 20, almost 23. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll see some more movement before month end. Okay, and let's take one more peek at the dollar strength. And no doubt this helps commodities. Higher gold price and weakening dollar is means lots of gold sales. And yeah, we're seeing looks like the dollar has broken our trend line that we drew a while ago. And this went back to there was support in 2016 and 2020, or sorry, 2019, and repeatedly in the COVID era. But yeah, we've broken below that. That's a little spooky. But yeah, looks like it's more bearish days to come on the dollar strength. So yeah, interesting. Okay, let's go back to our notes and let's turn on, let's turn back on the camera. Okay, let's check out the fear and greed index. Okay, let's let it load. Come on. All right, aggregate score today is 48, was 52 yesterday, was 60 a week ago, was 16 a month ago, and 59 a year ago. That is quite the roller coaster of historical data. Oh, here's a timeline. I didn't know there was a timeline function. Okay, so here's the aggregate score according to CNN. And let's see. Here is the yen carry trade breakdown. What was April? 28? That's not even that bad. I don't remember what April's issue was. Taxes? Were people scared of taxes? And then October was a lot of fear. I don't remember what this was. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Here's the S&P 500 with the 125-day moving average. And this little nice gap has collapsed over the 50% mark. So fear here. So I would agree with that. Here's the Hindenburg Omen. So we're comparing 52-week highs against 52-week lows. And the difference between that is about 5%. So it's a little bit on the neutral side. And here's the McKellen index, which is a little bit of a better read because it's the median value instead of the extreme. So we're looking at the overall number of shares or tickers rising versus number of tickers falling. And the delta there gives us a value. And we're seeing still a large amount of greed in that market. And then I disagree with how they report puts and calls here, so we'll skip that. And we've already talked about the VIX, but here's again the historical chart. And yeah, we might see a high VIX move more than 20 between September and October, I think, for sure. So on my shopping list, I do want to buy cheap out of the money calls at some point. Or maybe just sell put spreads. That's probably the safer bet. All right. Cool. Let's take a look at Jeffrey Hirsch's team and look at the Stock Traders Almanac. Lots of great intel here. Let's take a look at September. Holy cow. Let's see if the first week can be found somewhere in this summary, but let's see. Portfolio managers back after Labor Day tend to clean house in September. Biggest percent loser on the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ since 1950. Streak of 4 great Dow Septembers averaging 4.2% gains. Ended in 1999 with 6 losers in a row, averaging negative 6%, up straight 3 years, and then down 6% in 08 and 2011, up 7.7% in 2010, and down big in the last 3 years. Day after day, Labor Day Dow down 11 of the last 15. S&P open strong 17 of the last 28 years, but tends to close weak due to end of quarter mutual fund portfolio restructuring. Last trading day, S&P is down 19 of the past 30. September triple witching week can be dangerous. Week after is pitiful. I don't know if you can write a worse forecast than this. That's terrifying. Okay. So a bloody start and a bloody end. And somewhere in the middle, there's money. Okay. Thank you, Almanac. Let's look at October. hopefully there's some optimism here. Beware Octoberphobia from crashes in 29, 87, and 97, with back-to-back massacres in 78 and 79. Friday the 13th of 89 and 2008, the meltdown. Yet October's a bear killer and turned the tide in 13 post-World War II bear markets. Blah, 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 blah. First October Dow top in 2007. Worst 6 months of the year ends with October, and it is no longer the worst month. The best Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ month from 93 to 07, and in presidential election years, election year October since 1950, it's number 12 for the Dow, number 12 for the S&P, and number 12 for the NASDAQ. Holy shit. October's a great time to buy. Big October Dow gains of 5 years from 99 to 2003 after atrocious Septembers. Entered at best 6 months earlier using MACD, and October 2022 was the best Dow month by points. Blah, blah, blah. So more carnage and maybe a Hail Mary here and there. Okay, understood.
Hi, this is Kurt.
Hey, Kurt, this is Brian with Till City Electric.
Yeah, cool. Hi, how you doing?
Great, how are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Okay, I got it. I had a joke, but then Kurt interrupted me. I forgot what the joke was. Wait, what was the joke? Best Dow month. No, I forgot. It's okay. November. Okay, let's see. Number one S&P and number two in the Dow since 1950, number two in the NASDAQ since 1971, started the best 6 months of the year. NASDAQ's best 8 months of the year and best 3. Simple MACD timing indicator almost triples best 6 month strategy, doubles NASDAQ's best 8. Day before and after Thanksgiving Day combined, only 19 losses in 71 years. Week before Thanksgiving, Dow is up 19 of the last 30 and down the last 6. Presidential election year, November's ranked number 1 for the Dow, number 1 for the S&P, and number 7 for the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ was down 22.9% in November 2000 due to an undecided election and tech bubble burst. Yeah. I've decided I'm not going to be in a Bay Area during election week. I'm just going to be somewhere else and then come back, assuming nothing burns down. But yeah, me and the curtain rods and the shiny heavy rocks will just be elsewhere.
Election day is a great time to trade. It's just really intense.
Is it?
Yeah,
that sounds
that's
exciting.
one of those all-nighters. I did
Wow.
it for Brexit and Trump in 2016. They were huge nights.
Yeah, they were.
I remember, yeah.
On futures, I made 10 grand. Just
What?
looking at- and yeah,
Wow.
I made 85, so there was a reason to stay up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to teach us how to do that.
You have to sit there and take risk. It's not really that big a deal.
Hello, this is Kurt.
Uno momento. Okay, thanks, Kurt. Yeah, we'll just we should just do a live cast 24 hours on election day. I'll just leave the computer on and we could take turns. Like we'll have shifts. And then the after night trading team, you know.
Yeah. We should do a live trading on the election night.
And then Wani and I will just follow everyone's trades.
Yeah, I'll just follow you guys.
Yeah.
We'll just put money where you guys think.
We'll just hang out safely at Wani's workplace. There's cubicles and private rooms everywhere.
Okay.
All right, good time. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of activity in September, October, and November, guys. Holy cow. And hopefully by November, there's a Santa Claus rally instead of World War III. But we'll figure it out when we get there. All right. Sorry, guys, I don't have stock charts just yet. Let's see. Earnings, what do we have for today? Last night we had what?
DocuSign.
HP. We had a mass loss of losers yesterday. Let's take a quick look. Oh, I hate that Earnings Whispers like removes the back button. Can I go in the other way? No, they turn off the page, which pisses me off. Or this auto populates. It's not a page, it's something else. This is its own dedicated module. I think it's an embedded frame somewhere. Okay, anyway, let me try to think off the top of my head. HP had a miss and a loss. Who else reported? C3 AI had earnings yesterday close, also a loss and a miss. Forgot what else. Anything else I forget from earnings yesterday?
Neo had earnings.
Yeah, I didn't trade Neo, but
They did good.
it's a beat. Oh, okay, 50 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Their office is still empty on First Street in San Jose. Okay.
Wow.
And then today we have Broadcom, UiPath. This was a big IPO from the 2021. Samsara, I forgot what these guys do. DocuSign, yeah, Smartsheet. Again, every time I see a spreadsheet, I feel so bad for the two inventors of the spreadsheet from Berkeley. And I only noticed from the Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Silicon Valley documentary. Yeah, if you guys love spreadsheets, it was invented 45 years ago, and these guys gave it away for nothing. Just good guys. It was a homebrew product. It's a huge tragedy, but
It was a great product. It
yeah.
was just completely instrumental. And nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, and it's such a simple concept, but managing giant tables is a nightmare for accountants and finance folks and business owners of all kinds. And for
Well,
this to be automated, it's just beautiful.
Yeah. But I mean, just being able to quickly put in calculations and see it on your screen and do it on large data sets.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal. And the funny thing is it fit in like an 8K byte.
Yeah. Very efficient. Yeah.
I mean, this is not like gigabytes. This is K-bytes. This is a
Yeah.
million times less.
And if you're curious of how money was counted back in the day, there is some really cool footage from this movie called Empire of Silver. I'll show you guys the clip. It's about silver merchants in China before the 20th century. It's a really, I think I've talked about it before. It's a really good movie actually. It's like a historical movie. But I want to show you the where they're counting money with an abacus, and it has like so many columns. Here we go. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I can kind of do math on abacus. It's kind of cool. Here. So these guys are how their business for the year. Let me fast forward a little bit.
天念仙人，一番田。收存当代三箱银烟子2615.35311110一两，四盒。
These are ingots.
523个恒宝一言火烧之银，相当于朝廷岁入的一成。
Where's the scene?
老四带着新媳妇去天津看海了，
Where's the
小两口可好着呢。
Sorry, fast forward part. Too fast.
天念仙人俯仰天地，知诚，大义方言。
Come on, guys. Count the money.
三箱银烟子2615.35311110四盒523个恒宝一言火烧之银，相当于朝廷岁入的一成。这全赖孙掌柜和大家辛苦。
Come on.
听说我全家一拜。 老四带着新媳妇儿给先
All right, it's somewhere in this 2-minute scene. Like I can't find the exact like 5 seconds it's running, but yeah, I'll drop in the chat. I don't know. We don't have time for this, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, if you want to look at some like precious metal history in Asia, this is kind of an interesting little movie. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got earnings. Anything else interesting? Oh, my old employer here. That's a complicated company there. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, that's earnings. Let's see what else is cooking. Looking at Wall Street Bets, this again is an aggregator for the toxic subreddit of Wall Street Bets. And instead of reading post by post, this aggregates the word sentiment analysis for us in advance. And we can look at this historical data. So let's see, we got NVIDIA, satellites, Tesla, Wayfair, what is made again? Lunar, Intel, Broadcom, NASDAQ. This is catchword, buzzword. Apple, ADP, DJT, Russell 2000, Supermicro, Gap, Neo, Line, Amazon, Smartsheet, Occidental Oil, and I forgot what this was, and TLT. Cool. So that's what's hot, what's not. Supermicro way down here, and again, Nvidia still dominating the market, and it's in trouble. Okay, good to know. Let's go to our hardcore news articles, and it's 11:21. We got to finish. All right, let's hustle. All right, we got some fun charts. Let's start with the meta news. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, we got a little market profile here. So let's see, where are we on the line? Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. Oops. Let's go back. Wrong charts. Back. Here we go. Okay. Fear and greed index. Okay. So let me zoom a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, so here is another variant of fear and greed. This is just based off the VIX itself. And again, there's another article where the headline was VIX options are fundamentally broken. So that might be the case, but at least, yeah. Again, the way VIX works is it's inversely related to SPX. So it's the inverse implied volatility. So let's see where we are historically. So we're on 75 according to this scale. And again, based on our past calamities, it's been a lot worse. So let's take a look. So here is COVID. So this is the high bar here. And the recent debacle has only gone to, I mean, not quite the red, I guess the pink, if we're looking at the color scale. And where's the yen carry trade? It's got to be like right. Oh, this is hard to see. Too bad there's not a better chart. But yeah, we're not. There's more room for fears. Is what I'm trying to say. And among other things, corporate buybacks have slowed down in a big way. So, that's not good for anybody. But again, is this a fiduciary accomplishment to buy your own stock? It depends, right? It really depends. Okay. And here's the other chart I want to look at. Adjacent to the Stock Traders Almanac, here's the core raw data. So let's just look at September and October. So here's average return, September drawdown, right? Percentage positive of trades, 45. Oh wait, sorry, I think this is something else. Sorry. But yes, it's down 0.7%, and October is fairly weak as well. But let's see. Best variations could be from 9% to negative 12% with a standard deviation of 4.4%. So yeah, compare and contrast that against your own returns, and hopefully you're beating the S&P. If not, it might be time to update the trading plan. Okay, cool. Let's look at some different macro indicators. Okay. And again, we had that JOLTS giant miss there. Holy cow. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And let's take a look at the worst hit overall sectors. So Let's see. Where there's another, this is the pie chart, the other one. I guess in general, I think Finviz has a better. If we had to look at sector rotation between the 11 subsectors of the S&P 500, I think this might be a little bit better. I should use Finviz a little bit more often. Where's their where's this? I forgot where it was. Where's the 11 subsectors? Come on. Where is it? My apologies. I thought maybe the layout's changed. I thought it was somewhere else. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back to our article. Okay, we'll skip individual 11 subsectors. Okay, let's go to NVIDIA. Actually, I would like. Where's the chart I wanted? Let's just go to Thinkorswim actually. Let's pull up NVIDIA. 107.02. Okay. In terms of momentum, NVIDIA's in trouble in a big way. It hasn't seen positive inflows officially since 6/18. Everyone's been selling off. It came close 7/10, but did not break the zero line. It's been in sell-off territory since mid-June. So truly, that Jansen moment of him signing boobs was the peak. Like let's just double check the date of that. I like this wasn't as crazy as a dog. Okay, 6/4. There we go, 6/4. Okay. And let's go back to the chart. 6/4. Where is that? It's somewhere here. It's somewhere here. But yeah, that was really close. It's off by a week or two. So yes, that was the market top, everybody. So in your future startup management books, please include do not sign boobs. And what did Flav post here? What? The fear index? Sounds interesting. We'll check it out. I don't recognize the cast, but looks
It's
cool.
about the VIX, I guess. Josh Hartnett, he's well known.
Is he? Okay. A whole movie about VIX? That sounds awesome for option traders.
It's a 4-part series.
Holy cow.
What,
Okay.
what is this?
It's just a movie, yeah.
The fear index.
Cool. But yeah, let's look at NVIDIA. Yeah, again, momentum. Everyone's been selling. And as we have confirmation, insiders are selling like crazy, including Mr. CEO himself. And let's take a look at today's betting public. And everything that applies to NVIDIA doubly and overly applies to Supermicro. And Supermicro is just a beautiful high volatility version of NVIDIA. And this is 0.71. And I've been watching NVIDIA. On most days for the last 2 months, it's been like 0.6. And on really bad beats, it's been like 0.8. So I've noticed that lately. Okay, let's get back to our notes. So yeah, we mentioned VIX options are not pricing out risk in a typical way. We mentioned about Canadian rate cuts, and as a vassal state of the United States, this is given with the blessing of the American central bank. So everyone has to keep up. Okay. Black swans, theaters of war. It's all standard at the moment, unfortunately. We looked at the dollar already. And let's take a look at currency news. And let's look at the yield curve. The 10 minus the 2. 10 to yield curve. Where's my old bookmark? Okay, we're seeing a slight brief break above the zero line. So While that may look positive, it's not. I'm gonna steal one of Game of Trades video snapshots. They had a good chart. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me find the video really quick. Their overlay was bad. Like whoever's doing their graphic design is doing it really well. Let me find it really quickly. It was done very well. Wrong video, of course. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yield curving versions. Let me drop the parent video. It's very good. And then we'll get to the chart that I want to reference for you guys. Okay, come on. Okay, they're looking at the 10 and 3 instead of the 10 and 2. It's not really a problem, but they're just pointing out that in these curving versions, it predicted a major crash a couple of times in the past. So there's a nice, just get the overlay.
Traders are more mature than they were.
Pardon me?
Traders are more mature.
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
you've got like Yellen and whoever in Europe, doing adjustments to this.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
I mean, there's a lot more trading, smarter traders. So it doesn't mean as much. Yield curve doesn't mean as much.
Okay, that's fair. I take that point. Different investing cohorts definitely change things. But yeah, you can see like the hypothesis here is that when the yield curve inverts, that is actually predicting a crash, like subsequently. So here we went into 29. Here we went into the 80s. Here's the 99 crash. Here's the 05 one, and we're just getting started with this. So it's gonna be an exciting time. Check out the video for more helpful bits. But yeah, cool. All right. We're a little bit short on time, but well, let's actually take a look at this really quick. All right. Of course, it's the FBI saying that, hey, maybe North Koreans will steal your crypto, but to me that just means they found a very convenient scapegoat, and I mean, who can verify this, right? This is practically a null hypothesis that can't be worked with. But yeah, here's the official announcement. And again, I love the literal and figurative hypocrisy. I mean, North Korea's they call themselves the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's just funny to me, and I still remember my grandma teaching me how to write addresses to mail stuff to China, and I still don't understand, like, what the hell is this People's Republic of China, on the bottom? What republic? So yeah. Let's see. North Korean malicious cyber actors conducted research on a variety of topics. Oh yeah, let me see. Let's see if I can find this. Wow, this is interesting. This is not as funny as like North Korean IT workers, remote IT workers. This was a major problem last year around this time. A bunch of my friends work for for the South Korean Department of Diplomacy and Economic Development, and they gave me a bunch of their pamphlets and whatnot. I think I showed it to you guys, but yeah, one of them was like, beware of North Korean IT workers or remote IT workers. So yeah, just to prove that this was a thing last year in the fall. So yeah, yeah, we don't have to really trust the FBI. So yeah, this is October. So yeah, maybe we can call bullshit on this. Ed, have you heard much about this? I'm just curious, in the different crypto circles that you run in.
No, I haven't seen anything. I mean, there's all sorts of FUD in the existing administration regarding like, basically there's this information campaign from the existing administration that's widespread. It's part of the war in anti-crypto army. So anytime that you can link like North Korea and crypto, anytime you can link, terrible environmental practices to anything that you can do to spread FUD, right? So, like they had this whole thing a while back about how, like different agencies or different countries were using crypto to do anything illegal, right? So that's been let's try to link that in their mind. Never mind the incoming CBDC, never mind the debt, never mind essentially the man behind the curtain. So anyway, that's what I'll say about that particular article. Who knows whether it's legitimate or not, but just as a reminder that, the thing that criminals like to use the most for their crime, they like US dollars.
Exactly.
That's the number one asset. Now, will criminals? Yes, criminals will steal and use anything. I mean, they're criminals, right? It's kind of their job, but like the predominant asset that they like is not surprisingly the one that's still the predominant fiat and medium of exchange asset in the world, which is the US dollar.
More than fair. Yeah.
I think the big news right now, just something to keep in mind, and similar to what you were saying earlier, regarding the election coming up and the incoming potential, market flows, is just I think the meme in Bitcoin and crypto has been people falling asleep. I think the meme is 58K forever. There's several different memes about, basically we're just going this sideways chop, and Bitcoin especially is a really good and one of the last fair market indicators, I would say, of M2 and broad money flows. And basically right now things are just sideways, right? Things are quiet. I would not expect, based on history, based on the elections, based on the information you presented in the Trader's Almanac, that we will just have a quiet election. Like you said, maybe you'll be leaving the Bay Area for absolutely no reason during election day, but most likely it's prudent planning, right? And most likely they're going to print money because that's a distraction. Anything we can do so you don't see the man behind the curtain.
The real owners of the country. All right. Speaking of the men behind the curtain, here's one of them that we know about, and he owns more money than the curtain combined. At least at the moment. All right. On to domestic news, and let's talk elections, since just going over that. So we got our handy dandy screenshot from last week. Let me get this resized for our viewing and comparing pleasure. Okay. I will read aloud in case this is a little hard to squint at. Okay. Electoral College margin in 2024. Dems are up by 1 penny since last Thursday. All right, and who's going to win the election? Still Kamala at 53. It was 55 cents last week. And anything else interesting? Will Biden resign in his first term? It's decreased 1 penny to 15 cents. Come on, Biden, you just gotta survive for 2 more months. 2 more months. And a week. All right. Anything else interesting here? Which party will win Georgia in 2024? Oh yeah, it's a swing state, right? And right on schedule, high schoolers are getting shot. Like you couldn't write this in you couldn't write that. I mean, you can't make this up. It's just ridiculous, but yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's more of the same for the most part. So let's just grab the screenshot and we will save it for next week. Okay, perfect. Okay, and shout out to Wisconsin for fighting the digital experience. Okay, and then here's the sad Georgia thing. I just grabbed the YouTube breaking news blurb, which was interesting to me, no less. This was what, yesterday or the day before? Let's see. Uh, People already sharing stories within the hour that the actual article broke out on the Associated Press, and then the psychiatrist chimed in already. Like it's like for a logistical rollout. This speaks of a little bit of planning. Okay, all right. Shifting on to more ethnic crime. Let's see. This is not really a border town issue. This has really been happening for a decade plus plus plus. And this is really about the Venezuelan prison gang. Tren de Aragua. Does anyone speak Spanish better than me? Like, can you pronounce this? Can anyone pronounce this better? Tren de okay, I mean, like, I just want to know who I'm insulting, so I do it correctly. All right, let's just go to Google Translate.
Agua.
Tren.
Tren de Aragua.
What does it mean? A train? Okay. Train? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's start from the top. They have a lot of tattoos. They have many different kinds, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly which one. There's the till death quote, skull with a gas mask, clocks. This is all really general stuff. Stars, everyone uses stars. The Russians, everyone uses it. So, and AKs, I mean, everyone uses AKs. So yeah, hard to say. Okay, but yeah, let's go down what happened first. So I didn't bring this up, but I track a lot of crime articles just out of curiosity. But this was back in July, so like late July. So this gang got the green light to shoot cops, according to Homeland Security. And then, 2 months later, hold on, one second. My Cola's not happy. Give me one second. Oh, sorry. Okay. Where were we? Okay, so this is the pregame, the prep. And then stats came out of Midtown. 3/4 of all of the hold on, sorry, he's not happy. Oh, he keeps fighting. Hold on.
For anybody who's into YouTube gun videos, Paul Hartel died
Yeah.
of pancreatic cancer.
I'm Dead. It was his last video. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
I'm feeling empty time.
Yeah, sorry. He's still clawing. Oh, sorry. One second.
On a separate note, Dave, that Paul Gilbert Dio album was friggin' amazing. Thanks for posting that.
I'm completely blanking. Say the name again.
Paul Gilbert, the
Oh.
Dio album, the one you posted, I don't know, on the 22nd of August. I've just been listening to that.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the big giant bass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just awesome. But
Yeah.
his other music is, it's definitely fun fusion. The good artists that play with him.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's got a talented group of musicians with him. But I agree that large bass lick was very slick.
Sorry about that, guys. Having some challenge with the doggo. Okay, where were we? Okay.
Oh, the Bella Fleck in Africa. That's really cool too.
Wait,
It's
what?
like an hour and a half long, but
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bella Fleck and the Fleck Tones.
but him going to Africa was definitely really unique. I thought about doing a world tour some year just to hear music from all the different countries.
That'll be fun.
We should.
Okay, looking at trading and crime, please don't visit Midtown New York at least. It is crazy. So yeah, this is just illegals. 75% of Midtown Manhattan is just rampant crime. And then they're being re-released immediately because they cannot cooperate with ICE activity at all. So they're prohibited from operating on immigration status, which is insane, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, they can't ask about immigration status of crime victims, witnesses, or suspects. And then combined with the very lenient larceny laws, it means 75% get re-released immediately. Like that's horrific. So the prom is coming to us, and even like the upper Midwest, it's a white majority for the most part there, and they ship Somalis up there just to F up the situation. Like it's getting worse and worse. So okay, let's look at the Chicago experience of the recent crime activity and the Colorado one. Okay, so here's the Chicago one by the same gang. Police response time of 1 hour, and I'll translate what that really means in street talk. So effectively, they gave them enough time to run away and to have a clean getaway. They're working in cahoots, and I bet you there's folks on payrolls on both teams in other camps, and it's not that they're working together, but they're not at least not working against each other. We can leave it at that, right? So this also applies to the Colorado experience. So let's jump to that. So yeah, dispatch took over an hour to route this on purpose, and you'll see a very similar trend with the Colorado one. And let's take a look at that. And this one is the worst shakedown because they had prep. They took over an entire very large apartment complex, and they started shaking down neighbors one at a time. It's crazy. And this is Aurora, Colorado, where that one movie theater thing happened. And it's from the analytics I looked at. This is a red town in a blue county, in a blue state. So, for them to not be able to deal with this with local authorities is really, really bad and crazy. So yeah, if you, and most of us do live in the sanctuary area, so yeah, like get packing. Yeah. So yeah, just be careful of that. No, there's no point in stacking up, 85,000 in futures trades only to get shot in the head. So yeah, be careful. Okay. Speaking of the US consumer, here's the Dollar Tree. And holy cow, they are getting their sales ripped apart. So let's take a look. Dollar Tree struggles to turn around Family Dollar. And they saw massive losses in 2018 and 2023. Interesting 2018 mentioned there. Okay, so here's the location. We're a little bit heavier on Dollar Tree than the Family Dollar, but let's go to let's look at DG stock. That's Dollar General. I'll look at Dollar Tree, which I think is let's see, Dollar Tree stock. All right, here's Dollar Tree. And for the month, holy cow, I didn't know it was this bad for the month. Holy cow. For the year, 42%. That is a nightmare. Holy cow. So it seems like Dollar Tree has had a worse month than even Dollar General. That's mind-blowing. And definitely they have the bigger portfolio, so they got hit a lot more. So with razor-thin margins and out-of-control thievery and five-finger discounts, it is a scary place to be trading discount retailers. So yes, could this be a moment of foreshadowing for everyone else? Maybe. Okay.
So the way to trade that is with options. Spreads way out of the money, buy side.
Yeah. And we got some items in the chat. What do we have here? Oh, okay. Cola. Sorry, he's a little unhappy and wants to get out. Okay. Last domestic news item. Okay. Yes. Credit card sports betting has been, sorry. Sports betting has been blowing up, and it seems to be sourced by credit card balances. So, yeah, it reduces net investments of households by nearly 14% overall. And like, I know we're option traders, but there's a whole group of degenerates, that, W2 styled folks that all they do is this. And they're always up when you ask them. So yeah. Here's an interesting stat. 30% of bankruptcies are directly related to sports gambling. We should paste that in the chat here. Okay. Good thing we're not gamblers, right? Oh my gosh. Too close to home. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Shifting to more optimistic news, such as real estate, let's talk about home acquisition prices. All right. Home buyers, down payment hits record high, surging 15% in a year. So this is pretty tricky. So let's take a look. Typical down payment for U.S. homebuyers hit a record high of $67,500, up from $58,000 last year. Holy cow. That is insane. And the median house record is $442,000 at the moment. Okay. And let's take a look at ITB, which is the home builders ETF. This has Home Depot, Lowe's, paint companies, a lot of the industrial inputs necessary. And we haven't seen the supposed real estate resurgence due to cheaper capital or temporary sugar high of cheaper capital. So yeah, here's ITB forming a nice double top on the top right here and getting awfully close to that 200-day moving average. But yeah, higher highs and higher lows for now. But if we look at momentum, we're seeing weakness and yeah, volume is heading towards that zero line and it might hit there by like mid to late September, it looks like. And we'll see how that shakes up. So yeah, we're watching the real estate sector. And according to the MBA, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association, mortgage applications have dropped a lot. And this group probably controls 50 to 70% of the mortgage application routing total. It's because these include like a lot of independents and smaller firms and whatnot. And can I find like a better stat? And I know because I used to work with the MBA in the mortgage space. Okay, where's the stats? Oh, here we go. 1 year. All right. So mortgage applications. This axis is written in a really weird way. Mortgage rates and time. And then the composite or no? Wait. Okay. Doing research on the fly is really hard. Okay, we're gonna skip this, but yes, you guys get the gist. Okay, I don't have the official article, but there's a little bit too much to go over. Okay, but yeah, mortgage applications are reduced. So okay, let's go on to the next one. Science. Let's go to our first science article. Okay, here is the September carnage. This was crazy. All right, so here's official S&P 500 seasonality. Let's look at just our time slot. 224 September. So historically, it's pretty it looks like it's pretty red. Holy cow. So yeah, that looks like a fun bingo card. So yeah. So yeah, opening with a 2.4% S&P 500 haircut is kind of an interesting opening hand. And it's the traditional worst month for stocks, bonds, gold, and Bitcoin. Fantastic. And of course, VIX spiked, as we know, to a high of 22. And I was trying to sell SPX spreads on my phone like crazy. I was like, oh my God. Okay. And let's take a look at the semiconductor ETF. Or let's look on the, let's see, SMH. Let's go here. I want to look at inflows versus outflows. Okay, let's take a look. All right. So kind of a dead cat bounce forming and just playing hot potato with that 200-day moving average. And on balance momentum, we broke the zero line and cracked the seal here on 724 and have been in the sell-off zone for the last 2 weeks and change. So yeah, and then the momentum line is pacing price action very closely. So this does not look favorable in the near future either. So everyone hoping for NVIDIA to go to 200, maybe going under 100 is more likely. Okay. And we're still waiting for, I think Super Micro, the 10K is finished or not finished? I'm a little out of the loop. It's not finished, right? It's still delayed. Okay. Okay. So it's not completed yet. So that's fun. And then here we see the overall reduction of market cap for NVIDIA. And yeah, here's some indexes. And here is Boeing, which we that's a little bit different. It's it's so resilient because it has military industrial dollars behind it. It's a little bit complicated. So yeah, we'll skip that. But yeah, most of this focus on NVIDIA. Okay. All right, let's go to our next article. Let's look at this subpoena. All right, so adding to insult to the margin calls of earlier this week, let's see. It has lost oh my God, historical 280 billion in market cap. A $250 billion for signing some double D boobs. That's pretty crazy. That's an expensive lap dance that you never got. And then we have the regulators. Now let's see. Let's go into the actual reports of the subpoena. Why is this so thin here? Let me get a better one. Subpoena. We're seeing some blowback. NVIDIA gets subpoena and then NVIDIA denies being served. How can you do that? Los Angeles Times versus the Business Insider. How can you denying being served? If my jujitsu homie didn't retire as the director of investor relations, I could ask him directly, but this is interesting. Okay, so it looks like the story is still developing, but I guess between being served and being not served, something is happening. So let's just clarify it really quick. So this inquiry itself, thanks for the paywall, is in response to, let's see, regulatory scrutiny for an acquisition of Run AI. Is this all it's over? This seems like a really stupid subpoena. Okay. This...
So the other one was supposedly they're not helping customers get off their platform to AMD, which is absurd because NVIDIA has been building tools and infrastructure that's all proprietary for over 15 years.
Yeah.
But I mean that's one of the claims.
I see.
Customers are being pillaged to get off the platform, which
How do I
kind of
look
is,
for that?
you have to pay somebody $1,000 an hour, a consultant, because NVIDIA's not going to do the work.
Is that a recent
They're,
thing?
they're babied by NVIDIA. Everybody gets addicted to NVIDIA's
I see.
support team.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess this antitrust probe, yeah, is like, why would it be reported that it was served? That's so odd. Okay, I'm a little fuzzy on this. We'll see how it develops. Okay, good stuff there. And then here's this mention of SPACs coming back. And for the most part, a lot of these have sucked, which seems to be like, hey, if you take shortcuts, you're prone to take shortcuts elsewhere. And there is some, God, I hate to sound like this, but there is some value in doing the roadshow with the traditional investment banker guys, even though they're wheeling and dealing behind your back like crazy. That does, well, while that's an expensive way to raise capital, it does seem to have a better overall engagement metric or engagement feel. Yeah, okay. So yeah, can't really trade on that. Here's Elon Musk with Brazil. It's a bit of a dick measuring contest. I think it's pathetic. Both sides are idiots. I don't really care about them. You know what? Since we can't really trade Twitter, and Tesla seeming having an uptrend, let's look at the next best thing. Brazil. And speaking of music, holy cow, we got to go to the Ipanema Beach and hit the Copacabana clubs and enjoy the bossa nova jazz and nice little drinks with umbrellas in the glass. Okay, so here's Brazil, and it's having a nice upswing at the moment, thanks in a big part to a weakening dollar, as the dollar index drops from like 105 to 101, and that helps emerging markets in a big way that are export heavy. And Brazil is definitely one of those future billion populations coming up. And let's just double check Brazil's current population, because I should know this number. Any guesses? 200? No. 200, yeah. 200 million? Any guesses? Anyone else? I'm thinking
What was the
200.
question?
What's the population of Brazil?
Oh God, I don't know.
I thought it was
Wow, guess.
250,
150.
Yeah,
250,
I think 150.
150.
250.
The number is 203.
It's
250. I said,
203, yeah. Okay.
You were right on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a half America. Okay. Excellent, eh? But they're poor, and you gotta be careful even like holding your phone outside. It's a little complicated. All right.
supposedly you bring a
A
fake
decoy.
phone.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
decoy. So when they force you to give them their phone, you give them the shitty one or the fake one from China.
But they also expect this too, so then the guy comes back.
you're in bigger trouble.
Yeah. All right. shifting to my next article, we want to take a look at Apple. Is it a glow up? Is it a double top? What the hell is happening? There was a moment of weakness pre-summer, but seems like it's woken up in a big way. And despite Warren Buffett selling the crap against them and Bank of America, people are still jumping in. Like, I don't know in what world where Warren Buffett's running away, what's the quote? Where angels fear to tread, fools rush in. Not that Warren Buffett's an angel, far from it, but it is crazy.
We're back to that bond trade is really a high payoff. I mean, he loaded up.
Yeah.
He loaded up at 5.1% probably, and when we're down at 3.7, he's going to cash out with huge wins.
And then on to
huge
the
one-year
next.
wins.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep an
I
eye
do
on
feel
that.
like a lot of these things are just passive flows to Warren, like especially with Apple and these big mega caps these days. People are just throwing money into their 401k or whatever, and it's just going in there, right? Because it's one of the top 7, and that's where capital is being allocated. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get, some sort of liquidity crunch coming into the election that you see sell-offs in those types of names. But I'd be surprised if it's like individual retail investors investing in Apple at near all-time highs, right? It's not. It's passive flows going into these things. It's just whatever gets allocated. It's like we've moved so far away from individual stock like active picking, where most investors these days, most of the money is just this passive dumb crowd that is following the big ETF trends.
Yeah, I mean, HR makes more financial decisions for them than anything else by pushing, oh, this is the fund where you'll retire in 2035. So buy this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's frightening. And this is going to get to the actual pension fund fiascos among like CalPERS and other agencies. So that's going to blow up too one day.
Yeah.
Cool. In other news, the vaccine world is quite different. So let's take a look briefly at Novavax and Pfizer and Moderna. It is all over the place.
So the world is very anti-vax right now. Europe is going to sue everybody.
One can only hope.
and like there's FDA guys coming out and making speeches in Congress.
Yeah. AFD is
there's a lot of news that you weren't allowed to say bad things for a long time. Everybody is taking the gloves off and are punching hard.
Yeah. Is Novavax public?
Yeah.
Okay.
NVAX.
Oh, okay. I'm not very familiar. It's up big, 10% for the month. Holy cow. So yeah, it's them doing this booster and not Pfizer and Moderna, which is interesting. But definitely an uptick. Yeah, big time. And here's Moderna not doing very well. Let's look at PFE. PFE also not doing very well. Very, very similar curve. So yeah, vaccines out of favor. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Media giants, yeah, just be careful with your devices. They are listening to you. Seems pretty conclusive. Let's talk the JOLTS report really briefly. And again, this was a 4 sigma move, so quite unexpected. So yeah, that's a lot less job openings than what was originally projected. But yeah, it printed below the lowest estimate. Holy cow. That is crazy. Very bullish for the American government, of course. Ah, good stuff. Okay, let's fast forward. Let's get to international news, the really fun stuff. All right. Again, lots of shenanigans in Turkey. Can't really play with that, but holy cow, we got to keep our eye on this. U.S. Steel. This is still in development. We'll see with what happens with the administration pushing back on, again, similar to NVIDIA's subpoena, assuming that was real. This is also antitrust rhetoric again, but this has been in contention for like a year, so I don't understand the timing of it right now. But yeah, let's take a look up to the Great White North for a second. This is with Castro Jr. and again, Castro and Justin Trudeau. This is his son. I like, I don't know how I'm gonna get a DNA sample to prove it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. We don't have time for it, but yeah, Justin's dad is Castro. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay. Oh, back to the article. So yeah, the new Democratic Party, under our Punjabi homie here, Mr. Singh, has decided to cut ties with the both the Liberals and the Conservatives. So I'm not really following all of the Canadian multi-party systems, but it's
It's a
Canada's.
parliament. So you
Yeah.
end up with all these little pieces hanging on to everybody else. So he's demanding, what are you going to give me
Yeah.
if we join?
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to be party line because Trudeau's hated by half
Everybody.
the population.
Yeah. And I'm still bewildered that, like, look, I'm a minority, I get it, but like, holy cow, like for a Punjabi bro to be swinging that much political power in Canada, it's just shocking to me. It's incredible and it's scary. We'll just leave it at that. Like, yeah, incredible.
They work harder than everybody. You know,
Uh,
I think about who would I want to be around if the shit hit the fan. I'm going to talk to my I'm going to talk to my local guy.
I'm with you. I mean, of all the Indians, I like the
You know,
Punjabis the
if somebody
most.
was chasing me, yeah, you can't find a police officer. I'd go to him and tell him to get his gun, and
No,
we shoot it out because we
Punjabis,
became buddies during COVID.
no,
We
baptized
talked about business at 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, baptized Punjabis with the turban, like they're
Yeah,
armed. They have a dagger on them.
yes, Sikhs.
Yeah, yeah. And turbans do not mean Muslims. It's usually Sikhs. Yeah. It's a big difference. Yeah.
And the real Sikhs are really fucking high reputation.
Yeah,
You know, they police their own.
they're extremely conservative. They run the logistics and the railroads in India,
Right.
like all the trucking and trucking in the United States, no less. Like
Yeah, trucking
Fresno,
in the United States. Half of it
Fresno's,
is run by Sikhs.
yeah, Fresno, Bakersfield, the Midwest. A lot of those truck stops and trucking businesses are owned by them. Yeah,
And then your quickie marts,
yeah.
like half the quickie marts and some of the gas stations are owned by them.
And that's the Western Indians. Those are the Patels, the Gujaratis.
And then the mini marts too.
Yeah.
My guy owns 3 mini marts and a gas station and a little car dealership
And he's shopping for an Econo Lodge.
I don't know what he does besides that, but he's got his whole little clan
Yeah.
of people that work for him.
Yeah. And it is impressive. It's just scary that they can dominate politics so fast. Okay. Because the Asians aren't, I mean, sorry, the East Asians aren't doing this, which pisses me off. I guess it's my job, but I've been blackballed too hard. Okay. Germany's going crazy. And again, this statement is frightening. I'm not sure if it was in German or English. I can say both, but I'm kind of curious. Yeah, that's a weird death threat. Where is this? Waltershausen? Okay. He had to have said this in German. But yeah. I just don't understand Europeans cucking so hard. I guess it's foreshadowing America at some level. Okay.
So,
Uh,
I think that we need to do this to the gain of function people and the people who want to put M and A and everything. Yeah, but I literally would like to just drop a bomb on your whole town if you kill the world or attempt to kill the world.
oh, I thought you meant to
I mean, the whole
stab them.
town should be threatening your life if they find out that you're doing gain of function.
I'm with you. I'm with you. What is Felchi's address? Give it to me quick.
I don't know, but I'm not going to say anybody's name, but
Okay.
across the
All right.
board, we need to stop this. We can't. I mean, they're just hacks. I mean, this whole thing is just so screwed up.
Okay. Shifting to commodity news, we got to talk copper. And there's lots of talk about copper. And again, it's $4 a pound. This is not quite a precious metal. It's anything but precious. But yeah, $4 a pound. Let's see. This is by the ton, I believe. There's a bullish case, there's a bearish case. No one really trades copper, so we can skip this. I'd rather talk about oil and stuff. But yeah, let's take a look at oil stats for the Eurozone. So funnily enough, Russia surpasses the US for gas exports to the EU. That's hilarious to me. But yeah, good times. So much for sanctions. And I think the Russian market is still frozen. I even forgot the Russian ETF. Was it RSX or something? Does anyone else remember? This is like
Is it
it's been 2 years now, if you guys can believe this. Yeah, it's RSX, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
RSX? Okay.
Yeah. It's practically delisted. That's really tragic. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. All right, let's get out of oil news and get into metals. Okay. Fun stuff with metals. Let's start with Costco. All right. Costco has generated as much as 200 million in revenue per month with its gold bars. That is crazy. So gold at the moment, right now, is 2515, and it's dancing like $15 away from its recent top. So again, as the other commenter posted, Costco is enjoying a couple different drivers here, right? So we have a weakening dollar and rising gold prices. And translation equals 0.6% of its membership is buying. Oh, hold on. Oh.
Hey, Warren. Oh, Warren's gone. Hey, Warren, is it because Costco sells gold at
Right,
a cheaper price?
It's not cheaper. It's just
So why are they making such a big sale on gold?
here we can look at let's look at the actual gold listing. It's not cheaper. Like I can buy cheaper for it. It's just convenient. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. It's convenient. Let's compare like apples to apples. Yeah, let's just do that. Well, I'll pull up my
Okay.
favorite. I'll pick my favorite dealer.
I think the premiums were lower. And back to gain of function, the people were talking about bird flu and monkeypox. They're saying that gain of function was involved in the bird flu stuff that's in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the gold, that's like over 150,000. Actually, it's over, I guess, 85,000.
Oh, I don't have
coins per.
I don't have I don't have a login. Can someone sign in and let me know what the price is? Here's the link if someone can sign into their Costco account.
I thought the premiums were slightly less. And then yeah, versions.
it's not as fluid as the spot market. So if you time it correctly, there are deals. I've seen forum guys brag about it. And you guys know that Costco, like no one writes a review, right? But for some reason, people wrote a review for one of the most fungible products known to humanity. 42 one-star reviews. I gotta read the one-star. Was arrive damage, Costco won't replace. It's an ounce of gold. How damaged can it be? If the like hello.
Well, if
But
it's bent,
What damage can it be?
or
I don't
if it's bent or the plastic case is
yeah.
no longer sealed, and I guess
Yeah.
gold doesn't oxidize.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Arrive damaged, arrive damaged. Okay, lots of dummies here, but for the most part, everyone's had a good experience. So yeah, if anyone can sign in, let me know the price. Yeah. So the this is the cheapest online dealer, and the going price for a random year would be where's random year? 2632. Oh fuck yeah. My paperweight on my
Is
desk
that
back.
good?
This is high. This is frighteningly high. So the spot price is 2515, and the premium for the value of the coin alone in its form is an extra $130. And American Gold Eagles have the highest premiums, and they're now the ugliest gold coin, but they have the highest premiums. It's just we charge more for it. But yeah. It's hella ugly. They changed the design last year, and this guy looks like a freaking fisheye. It's so ugly, but yeah. The old one used to be the Lady of Liberty. Okay, but yeah, so
Okay,
that's gold.
maple leaf is nice. Maple leaf.
Yeah, I have a lot of maple leaves. So yeah, that's Costco for you. Let's look at Costco stock really quick. Momentum wise, it's just treading water. It's right at the zero line, so it's just holding. Yeah, yeah, okay. We could almost draw a trend line. What would Flav say? Oh, there's support here at 868. Yeah, yeah, let's do it. These are all-time highs right now. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's a gold market for you. And the gold silver ratio today is 87. So it's still cheap for silver. All right, let's get to the fun China stuff and we'll call it a day. All right, so here is the Shanghai Composite. So as we've always talked about, the key price level is 3,000, and we are very much below 3,000. In fact, we broke below 2800 now. So it's toast. It is totally toast. And I noticed this week whatchamacallit, Asia reacted very badly to US news at the start of September, and the two markets that declined the most was not Japan again, but also Taiwan got caught in the blowback. So I'll show you guys EWJ for the week. It's been rough, so yeah, and then it's recovered, but yeah, it was down like 4% on Tuesday. I still have the screenshot on my phone. And Taiwan was just as bad. So there's a lot of Asian exposure out there. But yeah,
It's surprising that so many people got exposed. I mean, there's a lot of very smart people. You would think that the dummies are only 10% of the people doing carry trade.
we can blame ourselves, right? We've corrupted them with our short-term thinking. You know, we can blame the management consultants, all the MBAs, Wall
Well, so
Street, everybody, really,
if
right?
if you get that guy, the interesting questions are how do you do the borrow and how do you do the safety net, if the trade explodes? And then like what are the durations that you'd want to be trading? Because it's the overnight rate. If you get say 0.7% from China with all the overhead, or Japan, I mean, and then you bring it to US and you're getting 3.5%, 4%. It's instant money. if the right people are involved, your T-bills are just safe money. Or your money market, whatever. In any case, the actual trade is an interesting thing. I'll attend if you get them.
Yeah, and this is the most important part of all of our Chinese news articles for today. Besides the obvious corruption, blah 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 blah. To me, like the biggest issue is really the bank run. There's just not enough solvency to go around. And again, we talked about this 2 years ago, last summer. Tanks are deployed at the provincial level. So this is a more rural area. It's like tier 4 cities. But this was not a small amount of folks. Like they got wiped out. Like their savings got stolen. This is the Cyprus problem at like a scale that's never been seen before. So yeah, let me drop this link reminder. So
I'd be worried about the talk about revolution and how many young people are feeling that their lives have just been destroyed. We have to get out of the system.
Right, and this is why the youth unemployment rate is not reported anymore since last year, right? So
and it's huge.
And we've seen
it's worse than last year.
Yeah, and then Bangladesh just broke the litmus test, right? Broke 20% student unemployment, and then heads got chopped off. So it is bad. So for sure, the Beijing is tracking this like there's no tomorrow. And you know what? We're a little bit short on time, but let's go to the charts and let's talk Turkey, as it were, right? So let's start off with the big boys, FXI, the China large cap stocks. And unfortunately, there is a current rally at the moment. So I've been a little bit slow on positions here, but let's take a look.
I didn't mean to distract you. It's just the revolution talk is the
Oh,
stuff
no,
that
I'm
has
with
my
you.
attention.
Oh, I'm totally with you.
I mean, that's gigantic. If 10% of their population loses their minds and starts trying to revolt, that's a giant thing for China.
And this is why knife sales are regulated by the police.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's China's large cap stocks. As you can see, been very sideways and a little bit all over the place, but numbers don't lie. And for the most part, everyone is selling. So, and there's let's see, does anyone speak Mandarin here? No, just me, right? There's a phrase of like the poor people in Chinese. It refers to a type of green onion called leeks, and it's just common knowledge for the normal people that it's all insider trading on the stock exchange, at least in China. So people have lost faith, and the young are adamantly against investing in the stock market.
Well, so they spent years and years and years just being told what to buy, and it would move up. So I mean, the system was telling them what to buy, and it was almost guaranteed. So
Right.
They got very lazy about how to do things.
Until COVID, then 2019, everything was going sideways.
Well, the real estate also.
And Hong Kong and
those cities.
Yeah. So yeah. So we're on the same page here. So to get into a little bit more surgical precision on the losing sectors, here's the big one, right? China internet stocks, KWEB, the big ETF. And then there's CWEB if you want a little bit more leverage. And this looks like a total dog, right? There's no way, it's not going up. And let's take a look at Alibaba, the former e-commerce titan. And they unfortunately are on an uptrend at the moment. God knows why. I think it's people dumping the current e-commerce champion. They go back to number 2. And the current one, which is getting its head cut off, is Pinduoduo. So this is one of their spin-offs is Temu, which Americans love like crack. And I have never bought anything of them, so sticking with that. So, but yeah, here's that rip your face off earnings report, and look at these beautiful dojis here. So yeah, nothing but outflows, and it's over. So I think people jump ship out of here and move money to the other side. So I think that's what's happening. But if we look at some other major players, they're all having some major problems. So let's take a look at like Baidu, the Google clone. And the other one I like to talk about, of course, is the EV sector of China. So Baidu is having problems, no surprises there. NIO is practically a penny stock, so that's proof positive it's collapsed. And the next major loser is going to be Li Auto. I'm going to watch this thing go from, I've watched this go from like 40s, and I'm excited to punish it to the low 10s. So as you can see here on the bottom left, it's been sell-off city like there's no tomorrow. 2 double tops and still just bleeding like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, lots of things in play. The world is going to get really crazy for the next 7 weeks, or 8 and 9 weeks maybe. But yeah, please be careful, stay hedged. The market's crazy. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Let's close off with our final poll, and let's see if we're still very sideways and bearish like earlier. And let me relaunch the poll. You should see it on your screen. And with that on toss, let me jump back to ES and see how that's shaping up. And then we got to think about earnings trades and fun stuff for tomorrow. All right.
Broadcom.
Oh, sorry. What's that, Kurt?
Avago and Broadcom.
Yeah. Exciting times.
How are you doing, Broadcom? I looked. I was trying to figure out what they even build.
All
I
kinds of
mean,
semiconductors.
they're a great chip company.
Yeah, they also have they've added some software. They bought computer automation or something like that 4 years ago.
Yeah, and they have the super high bandwidth network chips.
Yeah, and they also have an ASIC group.
It's so cool to have all these engineers in our club.
Well, their chips are in most of the routers.
Right.
Yep.
I mean that's why I had friends that worked there also, but
Okay, looks like our poll. We've expanded the sideways crew to 67%, and bears are 33%. So I converted one person basically to be less bearish. Okay. Okay. All right, let's look at Broadcom really quick. Okay. 154. A little bit all over the place. Slight inflows, barely above the 0 line. There was a split back in July. I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was.
Was it reverse or the other way?
The other way.
10-1. Oh, okay. Interesting. Is that more helpful? Was there more pickup?
Yeah.
so you're saying that the stock price dropped and it did a reverse?
Dropped, yeah.
No,
So it was
I
like
haven't looked at that for 15 years.
Okay. The buying public is a little bearish. Almost 0.9 to put call ratio. It's a little spooky. Let's draft a call spread. Let's see what that would sell for. Volatility crush. The ninth wonder of the world. Number 8 is compounding interest, according to Warren Buffett. And number 10 is your mom. Ha 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 ha. Okay. All right. So 2 sigma level, beautiful, clean 175 strike, penny tight. Let's take a look at this vertical. That makes a nice, pretty what's that? 3.2% on 250. Let's widen that and shave off some commissions. Probably get this up to hopefully 4%. Should we do both sides? I'm a little scared, so I'll just sell call spreads. I don't know what's going on with the market anymore. Whoops, did I do the wrong strike? Okay, wrong strike. Oh, come on, swap. Why are you failing me now? All right, we'll just call it there. But yes, basically, for starters, the 2 sigma call spread is paying 3.2%, which is already incredible. Okay. All right, well, cool, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I gotta get back out and about into the mountains, but we'll catch you guys later, and I'll be back home soon, and hope to see you guys in the near term. And other than that, please stay safe out there. The market is insane. And then I'll upload and do all the good stuff in just a bit.